Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I look pretty weird from this angle, I must say. By the way, don't mind the hair. I know it's a mess, but I'm too lazy to fix it. And I kind of just want to get this video done and over with as it is. Not only that, but I'm pretty ugly as it is, so fixing my hair isn't going to do much. Uh, so recently, I got access to Netflix, and Pee Wee's Big Holiday just came out, and I figured, why not watch it? I kind of felt in the mood, and I remember liking Pee Wee Herman, so his movies prior to this, and the character in general, I guess you could say. So I guess before I get into the movie, even though I really don't have a lot to talk about in the movie, um, I guess I should go over my prior exposure to Pee Wee Herman. So I don't know how many movies Pee Wee Herman has made. I know he's at least made three, Pee Wee's Big Holiday included, that I've seen personally. The only movies of his I've seen prior to this were Pee Wee's Big Adventure, which, that's an obvious one. That's like the one Pee Wee Herman movie probably everybody's seen. It's iconic, it's a classic, it's the most popular one. And I don't really remember that much about it. I remember there was a red bicycle, and there was the. He went to that. I think that was the movie where he went to that one place that had like a giant replica dinosaurs, like the giant Stegosaurus and stuff. I don't really know what the name of that place is called, but you probably know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie or just know your U.S. landmarks in general. And the only other scene I remember about that movie is the whole Large Marge scene where he's in the truck with her and they're driving and stuff. Uh, and really, the main reason why I remember that scene is because I watched a top five recently that kind of covered that, and it reminded me of that scene because I had previously forgotten about it. So yeah, that's all I really remember about that movie. And the other movie I saw was Big Top Pee Wee, I think it's called, which is basically the movie where Pee Wee Herman goes to the circus. Uh, just like the first movie, I don't really remember that much about it. And again, I probably should have said this before, but I saw these movies like years and years ago, so yeah, I really don't remember that much about them. And I don't remember how he got to the circus. I don't remember what happened, like how it ended. Uh, like that's pretty much it. The only scene I guess I could say I really remember is him and the love interest of the movie, which is like a female circus performer. Uh, they were sitting by a lake, I think. There's like some body of water over here, and they were like on the shore of it, talking about something. Like that's I know it's pretty vague, but if you've seen the movie, you probably know what I'm talking about. But that's really all I remember about that movie. And from what I remember about both of those movies, I liked them. I didn't think they were terrible. I found them enjoyable. So, yeah, that's really all I know about Pee Wee Herman. I guess I could say. So, what do I think of Pee Wee's Big Holiday? Well, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, it fits pretty well with the previous Pee Wee Herman type movies. It does justice to the character Pee Wee Herman, I guess you could say. And overall, it's a pretty enjoyable movie in my opinion. I've seen far worse. Um, there's not really much I have to say about this movie. Like, don't really have much to complain about or necessarily feel like discussing. But one thing, I do want to mention is that it's been like 25 years since the last movie, and Paul Rubin still hasn't aged. Like, he still looks about the same as he did back in the 80s and early 90s and the other movies. I mean, it's been like over 20 years and he still looks like he's 15. It's kind of crazy. But, uh, sorry, I'm not really good at this type of stuff. But anything to nitpick or that I didn't like about the movie? Not a lot that I can really remember or recall. The only thing that personally I didn't like, I suppose, is the moments when he'd shout and scream like a little girl, and even the whole balloon bit, which if you watch the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, they were both pretty high pitched and loud, and they kind of hurt my ears a bit. But that might be my problem because I kind of had the volume turned up pretty high, so and I was too lazy to just turn it down because I thought it'd be over pretty quick, but they kind of weren't over pretty quick, and they were a bit more frequent than I thought they'd be. But that's all I really have to say bad about the movie, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a real professional movie critic or reviewer, so I mean you could take my advice with a grain of salt. I'll tell you that right now. But I think if you're a fan of Pee Wee Herman, you'll enjoy this movie. Paul Rubens still does a pretty good job acting as Pee Wee. It's like he's never stopped acting as Pee Wee, and it's obvious that he loves that character, at least a little bit, you know. And as far as the other acting, I guess I could say, I don't recall anybody like having terrible acting or whatever. And well, I guess one thing I want to mention because I kind of found it vaguely interesting was there's a scene where Pee Wee like gets on this big fashion tour bus of these what would you call them, like fashionistas I guess, go into this big hair competition to like see who has the best do or whatever. And of them, there were actually some gay people or homosexual people, which it didn't bother me. I just found it pretty interesting because it's kind of a sign of the times, I guess you could say. Because I don't think like you'd see any gay people in like any movies in the 80s or early 90s, anything. I could be wrong, but I don't think so personally. And I just thought that was kind of interesting, kind of cool, and kind of show how progressive Pee Wee Herman is, I guess, that they're including homosexual people, I suppose. Yeah, that was a weird thing to talk about, but I kind of just felt like mentioning it. Again, I know this isn't a really, really good review of this movie. I just kind of wanted to make this video, get my thoughts out there, I suppose. Not only that, but I never like really done one of these videos, and not a lot of reviews of Pee Wee Herman's Big Holiday are up right now. I figure a movie is about as big as Pee Wee Herman, like a new Pee Wee Herman movie that hasn't been one in like 25 years, like would be kind of a big thing. Like you'd have like just like 10 or so videos of just like Pee Wee Herman review, Pee Wee Herman review, Pee Wee Herman review and stuff. But then now it's more like maybe five at most that I've seen. Maybe if I keep on scrolling, I'd find a bit more. But so I figured, why not just do it for the heck of it? So let me think. Anything else to really talk about? Uh, I don't really want to get into like the stuff of the movie. I don't know. Just I don't want to make this video any longer than it already is. Like 9 minutes is pretty crazy for this type of amateur video. But overall, I just think it was a pretty good movie. If you're a fan of Pee Wee Herman, you'll like it. There's no need to be worried, no need to be afraid. I don't think the movie turned out terrible. It's not just a cash in on nostalgia or anything like that. It does fairly good justice to Pee Wee Herman. So yeah, I believe that's everything that I just want to talk about. So I know, again, not the best review, but I mean, hey, it's a good movie. Just go watch it if you can. If you have Netflix, you don't really need my advice, like my uh, critique, because I'm not really a movie reviewer. Anyways, I guess I'll stop talking because the more I talk, the longer this goes. So yeah, go watch Pee Wee's Big Holiday. Bye.